How you doing, guys? This is Vlad, and this was my trade idea today. I didn't have time to sit throughout the morning session, so I decided to try and find a trade idea before 9:30 open. Um, and once again, the model presented itself very clean setup for this bullish expansion. Um, Before we start with the actual trade execution, I just wanted to say I received a question why we didn't go bearish today. And actually, if you think of this week in terms of AMD, so accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, yesterday and Monday, the beginning of the week was the accumulation, and we saw sort of a manipulation this morning, but this manipulation happened during London, and then the distribution phase started during New York. And if you go back, if you go up on the 15-minute chart, look, these are relative equal highs that I outlined. In the last couple of days, and they were the logical place together with this huge NWOC, so new week opening gap here, and there is an opening range gap from Monday, huge one, that was left unfilled as well. All these things, as I mentioned on Monday during my execution back then, these will act as magnets for price to expand higher. So if you look closely on this 15-minute chart, let me remove some of these unnecessary annotations from previous days. And if you look at the 15-minute chart, you see this obvious pull here of sell side liquidity. All right, relative equal lows. This is the manipulation of today. Okay, during London, here is around 2 o'clock is when we're forming this high, and then price starts dropping throughout the entire London into the pre-session. So then we have a little bit of accumulation here, and then the distribution starts. If you extend this line, you will see what is this here. This huge displacement from these relative equal lows and up. This, guys, is the venom. All right, it's the venom that I was teaching on this channel previously, and if you recognize it, you will know that this BC here will send price higher, okay, with very high probability chance, and these relative equal highs above are the easy low hanging fruit objective. All right, anyway, but this manipulation into this BC happened at 9:30. I was already away from the charts at that time. I didn't want to babysit this trade, so I exited early and used a low hanging fruit objective, which was basically the high of this pre-session. Okay, so this buy side liquidity here, and I used the same logic that I'm using over this past few days, where I'm using the silver bullet gaps or the first presented gaps after every 60 minutes. And you see here, I annotated the 7, 8, and 6 o'clock gaps, and you see how price reacts around them. Okay, so it created these here, relative equal lows, but it didn't go to purge this sell side. Okay, and instead it accumulated around the 7 o'clock gap, and it did what? It displaced away from it, then it returned back, but it returned back only to the 8 o'clock gap, okay? Right, this is the 8 o'clock gap here. It didn't return again back to the 7 o'clock gap. It didn't need to, guys. And this is something that occurs very, very often, and I wanted to show you this today. Now let me remove this 15 minutes lows. This is something that occurs a lot. You see, it's 9 o'clock here, and we're dropping into this 8 o'clock gap. Whenever you see that happen with a clear bullish bias, and during the macro we drop into this gap, this is extremely high probability setup. When we drop into this first presented gap during the macro, so 9 o'clock we have open, low, so we open it here, we going low into this gap, and they high, and then high and close. Okay, we went one more time here. My execution was not good, honestly. I almost slept through it. You see, I entered all the way here, but nevertheless, it never came back to trigger my stop. And if you draw the fib, like I'm showing you usually, so this is the low that started the move up all the way to this high. You see the fib, you see where these bodies of the candles stop, and what is the fair value gap that it's a discount? You'd say it's this one or this one, yeah, and you'll be right. But it's actually very important that this 8 o'clock silver bullet gap is there, okay? And that gives me the conviction, because it's during the macro, because this candle goes, the 9 o'clock candle goes open low, then high and close. All these confirmation, all these confluences give me the conviction that price is gonna go up, and this expansion starts before 9:30. Almost not giving a chance to, or frustrating people who want to wait for 9:30, and that happens sometimes. But if you manage to position yourself here, you can wait through the entire morning session and have this massive win. But of course, you have to have the time for it. Then, what happened here? Price continued up. By the way, something else that I was teaching these days, just to show you, this is the gap of what? Of 9 o'clock. The first presented gap of 9 o'clock. What did I tell you the other day? When price drops back into 8, and then the displacement up that gives us the model that I'm teaching you, the conservative model, where we're waiting for the second displacement from the first gap. This is again a first presented gap, the one of 9 o'clock. That's high probability that we're gonna go up. So the return to it here, you can take it. Okay, 9:10. You can target this high or some logical relative equal highs above, maybe here. All right. So basically, price then goes all the way up to Monday's first presented gap. See the precision here. Then it drops back to some sort of discount area, okay? Okay. And then what will be the first gap of 9:30? It will be here. I wasn't on the charts for this one, but it will be here. All right, and basically price never gives you the chance to enter on the first presented gap. Look, the move is absolutely massive, and we swept those relative equal highs on the 15-minute, and we are back into the new week opening gap right now. Okay, so this was my trade idea today, guys. Very, very simple with the higher time frame bias in place, and with the trade idea starting from pre-market session and going into 9:30 open, where price initially dropped here into this 15-minute BC that I showed you. Okay, and then it provided a massive continuation up. All right, very, very straightforward, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any concerns. Let me know if you managed to catch some good trades today. Okay, and if you didn't, that's all right. Just make sure you take notes of this price action, because this is a classic accumulation, manipulation, distribution week. All right. Okay, so any other questions you have, drop them in the comments. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more quality content, which is coming to the channel in the following weeks and months. And until I speak to you guys next time, it's my pleasure, and I'm out.